Welcome to this week's edition of Orangeline. I'm Ashley Payne, your host. We're going to start the show off by taking a look at a Vinland family in a 4-part series about the Baldwin City School District consolidations. Genevieve Des Marteau has more. I'm here at Vinland Elementary, where many families are affected by the recent decision to close the school. Lisa Smith's family is just one of many feeling heartbroken. Smith has been a member of the Vinland community for 19 years. Her 2 youngest kids are of special needs, and Smith can't imagine next year's transition to be smooth. She's considered the homeschooling option, but it's a tough choice to make.
I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place in my options for schooling my children because they have special needs.
Smith has toured the primary center her kids would be attending and admits to seeing things she liked, but for her, the benefits don't outweigh the cost. Beyond the education aspect of it, Smith isn't ready to cut her deeply rooted social connection, as all 7 of her kids have attended the school and have been part of its history. The school was established in the late 1800s, and closing it down means the end of celebrating Vinland traditions. Smith's son Isaac is a senior at Baldwin High, and he too feels the effects of the school board vote.
Well, I've been a lot more angry lately. The amount of stress, what happens in one school affects the whole district.
How the Smiths and the community will cope when Vinland's doors close is uncertain.
We have a lot of issues with the healing of our community. We feel really betrayed by a lot of the people that our kids will have to deal with on a daily basis now because they fought so hard to close our school down, and it just hurts. It hurts a lot.
Lisa doesn't know what the future will hold for her or her family, but for now, it's just enjoying the time it has left here at Vinland. Genevieve Des Marteau, KNBU TV. Thanks, Genevieve. The second part of the series will run next week. On February 17th, Baker hosted its first ever Dress to Impress fashion show. The event took place in the Harder Union cafeteria and was organized by Susan Wade and Silas Doolin. Student models showed off the latest fashions from local Lawrence stores while walking down the runway. Thanks to a generous donation by Charles Kopke, the speech choir was able to make a promotional video depicting what they do. It shows how they go from a script to performance. On February 16th, the red carpet was rolled out for the big premiere. Now we're going to send it over to the Baker Beat.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Baker Beat. We're going to continue with our look at the grade scale controversy that's surrounding Baker. But this week, we're going to broaden it out to Kansas University, where they already have it implemented, and see what their students think.
I believe that it's more of a burden than a positive on students because I feel like if you get a minus, say you get an A minus, it does affect your GPA quite a bit, but if you get an A plus, it doesn't really have an effect on your GPA.
I think sometimes the plus minus system can be a good thing. If you get like a B plus or a C plus, it helps you out GPA wise. However, I don't understand why you can get a B minus and a B plus, but you can't get an A plus. That's something that concerns me with the plus minus system here. I think it penalizes people who tend to do extremely well in their classes.
Well, I think it's definitely benefited me at least because you have the ability to get a B plus, and B plus is pretty much the one that I think it holds the most weight because you go from a B, which is a 3.0, B plus 3.3. That can really help your grade a lot.
I like the plus-minus system because I'd rather get an A minus in a class than a B. And usually professors change their system, it's either 95 to 100 is an A, or sometimes it's even 92 to 100 is an A. So that's nice when an 88 to a 92 is a A minus.
I like the plus-minus system. I mean, when you have a strict major, whereas you have to make a 3.65, it'll be easier, if you get an A minus and you get that extra couple points